First of all, I want to start with congratulating Marta and her team on an incredible start of the season.
I'm not looking at the draw, so thanks for the heads up. No, it's not a joke. I'm literally not doing that. So please don't spoil.
I am a product of the strong community and the village it took to get me to where I am now.
Why here, and what kind of a difference can that make in the lives of all these kids?
First here is because
Tennis world explodes. Fritz's fury saves Gauff, while Sabalenka faces nightmare Australian Open Gauntlet. Welcome back to Chatterbox, your destination for explosive tennis news the mainstream media won't tell you. The 2026 season is exploding with drama before the Australian Open even begins. Taylor Fritz just went nuclear defending Coco Gauff, while Aryna Sabalenka faces the most brutal draw in Grand Slam history. Can she overcome the demons that haunted her through 2025, or will she become another victim of her own mental fragility? Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the chaos dominating headlines worldwide. The United Cup disaster. The United Cup was supposed to celebrate American tennis dominance. Team USA arrived in Perth with confidence and sky-high expectations. But tennis doesn't care about your script. Coco Gauff, the 20-year-old Grand Slam champion and former world number 3, faced Spain's Jessica Bouzes Monero in what should have been routine. The bookmakers had Gauff as a heavy favorite. The pundits were already looking ahead. But from the first game, something was wrong. Gauff looked tight and tentative. Her usually reliable forehand sprayed errors everywhere. Meanwhile, Bouzes Monero played the match of her life, sensing opportunity and seizing it. When the final point was played, the upset was complete. The tennis world gasped in collective disbelief. Within minutes, the social media vultures descended. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, every platform flooded with venom. These weren't thoughtful critiques. This was pure hatred. People called her overrated, a one-slam wonder, a choker. They questioned her mental toughness, her work ethic, her right to be considered elite. Thousands of people who'd never picked up a racket tore apart a 20-year-old athlete who'd just lost a tennis match. It was disgusting. It was cowardly. And it was about to get a response nobody expected. Hashtag Fritz's heroic defense. Enter Taylor Fritz. The American #1 could have stayed quiet, given a diplomatic answer, played it safe. But Taylor Fritz doesn't do safe. During the post-match press conference, Fritz didn't deflect. He leaned forward, looked directly at the cameras, and unleashed a passionate defense of his teammate that immediately went viral. His jaw clenched, his words measured but loaded with emotion. This wasn't prepared. This was real, raw, completely from the heart. Fritz reminded everyone that Gauff has been under insane pressure since she was 15. She's been expected to carry American tennis, win Grand Slams, be a role model, handle media obligations, all while still figuring out who she is as a young adult. The scrutiny she faces is something few people can understand, yet she's handled it with grace and maturity beyond her years. Then Fritz went for the jugular. He called out the social media attacks directly, describing them not as criticism, but as bullying, plain and simple. His voice rising, Fritz pointed out that athletes representing their country deserve better than being torn apart by people claiming to be fans. He delivered a verbal haymaker. If you can't support these players when they're down, you have no right to cheer when they win. The impact was seismic. Within hours, Fritz's comments replayed on every sports network and across every social media platform. He'd articulated what many in the sport felt, but were too scared to say. The narrative shifted instantly from Gauff's loss to Fritz's leadership, from criticism to questions about toxic online fandom. It was a masterclass in standing up for what's right. Hashtag the personal connection. This wasn't just public relations. The bond between Fritz and Gauff is genuine, forged through years in the American tennis system together. They're not just teammates, they're friends. When Gauff saw what Fritz had done, she sent him a private text message. While the exact words remained between them, insiders described it as heartfelt, emotional, and deeply grateful. He'd stood up for her when she was being kicked while down. He'd reminded her she wasn't alone. This moment has potential to be a turning point for the entire American contingent. Throughout sports history, the right moment of adversity can bring a team closer, creating an us-against-the-world mentality that becomes unstoppable. Fritz circled the wagons, sending a message. If you come for one of them, you come for all of them. That unity is exactly what wins championships. AS USA deal with internal drama. Another storm brews in the women's draw. That storm is Aryna Sabalenka. On paper, Sabalenka is the overwhelming favorite. The statistics are staggering. Since early 2023, she's compiled a record of 38-2 at Australian tournaments. She's a two-time champion at Melbourne Park. Her game, raw power, explosive ground strokes, intimidating physical presence, seems designed for Australia's fast hard courts. She enters as world number 1, a position bringing both prestige and an enormous target. But here's the thing about Sabalenka. Her greatest strength is also her greatest weakness. Her power can destroy opponents or her own game. Her emotions can fuel comebacks or cause spectacular meltdowns. She's a player of extremes. The 2025 season perfectly illustrated the Sabalenka paradox. She won the US Open, finishing strong as world number 1. But let's not forget the trauma before that redemption. The 2025 Australian Open final against Madison Keys was supposed to be a coronation. She won the first set easily, looking completely in control. Then everything fell apart. Double faults plagued her. Her serve became a liability. Keys stormed back to win in 3 sets, a stunning collapse leaving Sabalenka in tears. Then came Roland Garros and another catastrophic meltdown against Coco Gauff. Post-match, Sabalenka made comments about Gauff's game perceived as disrespectful. She later apologized, but the damage was done, another example of her inability to control herself when things go wrong. To her credit, Sabalenka learned from those disasters. Her US Open triumph was a statement that she could overcome adversity and close out a Grand Slam final. In her victory speech, she spoke about controlling her emotions. It was mature and self-aware. But as we head into 2026, the question remains, will those lessons stick when pressure mounts? Can she maintain composure when facing breakpoint in crucial games? Can she stay calm when opponents find their range? Can she prevent old demons from sabotaging her chances? Hashtag the brutal draw. This year's tournament presents an even greater challenge. The draw is absolutely brutal, possibly the most dangerous women's draw in years. Every elite player wants to dethrone Sabalenka. They've studied her game, know her weaknesses, seen her collapse under pressure. Let's break down the gauntlet standing between Sabalenka and her third title. Aryna Rybakina. If Sabalenka is fire, Rybakina is ice. The Kazakh star epitomizes cool, calm, collected execution. Despite turbulent months dealing with illness and a messy coaching split, when healthy, Rybakina might be the world's most dangerous player. Her serve is the best in women's tennis. Fast, accurate, virtually unreturnable. The perfect weapon against Sabalenka's return game. We saw Rybakina's capabilities at the 2025 WTA Finals in Riyadh. When they met in the final, Rybakina didn't just beat Sabalenka, she dismantled her. The psychological edge cannot be overstated. Their 2023 Australian Open final was an instant classic, and while Sabalenka ultimately won, Rybakina has been plotting revenge ever since. IGA Swiatek. The Sabalenka-Swiatek rivalry is becoming this era's defining contest. They're polar opposites. Sabalenka is chaos and emotion, power and volatility. Swiatek is order and precision, calculation and consistency. Swiatek constructs points like a chess grandmaster, while Sabalenka swings for the fences. Despite a shaky United Cup start, counting out Swiatek at Grand Slams is foolish. She's won 6 major titles at 23 with a perfect 6-0 record in Grand Slam finals. The Australian Open is the only slam missing from her trophy case. Victory here would complete the career Grand Slam. Her defensive skills and court coverage are specifically designed to frustrate players like Sabalenka through death by 1,000 cuts. Coco Gauff. If one player lives rent-free in Sabalenka's head, it's Gauff. Her speed, athleticism, and defensive skills are kryptonite for power hitters. Gauff caused 2 of Sabalenka's most painful losses, the 2023 US Open Final and 2025 French Open Final. In both, Sabalenka started strong, but Gauff refused to quit, making her hit one more shot until errors and frustration mounted. Gauff has an uncanny ability to make Sabalenka feel like she's hitting against a brick wall. Every ball comes back, inducing panic. Despite the United Cup criticism, Gauff is still a big match player who thrives under Grand Slam lights. A potential semifinal clash would be must-watch psychological warfare. Mira Andreeva. At 18, Andreeva is already making waves as one of tennis's most exciting talents. She's no longer the future, she's the present. The Russian teenager had a sensational 2025, winning 2 WTA 1000 titles. Her Indian Wells final victory over Sabalenka showed she has the game and mental strength to beat the best. Andreeva's fearlessness makes her dangerous. She doesn't carry years of scar tissue or the weight of expectations. Her game blends old-school craft with modern power. She famously stunned Sabalenka at the 2024 French Open at just 17. Her variety, drop shots, angles, slices, pace changes, can madden metronome power hitters like Sabalenka. Belinda Bencic. This is a genuine comeback tale of redemption and motherhood. Bencic took time away to give birth to daughter Bella in April 2024. Many wondered if she'd ever return to the top level. Those doubts have been emphatically answered. She came back with vengeance, winning all 5 singles matches at the United Cup, including a stunning victory over world number 2 Swiatek. Something is different about Bencic now. She's playing with freedom and joy that comes from having something more important than tennis. With a daughter at home, match pressure suddenly seems manageable. Bencic's game is particularly dangerous because she takes the ball incredibly early, robbing opponents of time. She doesn't let Sabalenka get into rhythm. With confidence sky high and her baby providing inspiration, Bencic is a legitimate contender. Madison Keys. The defending champion's 2025 run was spectacular offensive tennis. Keys blasted through the draw, playing with freedom and confidence that had eluded her for years. The final against Sabalenka shocked the world. She came from a set down to claim her first Grand Slam at 30. Defending is a different challenge than winning. Keys had a mixed second half of 2025 and lost to Sabalenka in Brisbane last week. But Keys loves these courts and the Melbourne atmosphere. Her serve and forehand are weapons of mass destruction. She knows she can win here because she has the trophy to prove it. As the 9th seed, she could be a quarterfinal nightmare for any top seed. Hashtag the depth continues. The roster goes on. Naomi Osaka, 2-time Australian Open champion, finding form again. Jessica Pegula, the model of consistency who snapped Sabalenka's 20-match winning streak in Wuhan. Amanda Anisimova, who reached 2 major finals in 2025 and wants revenge for her U.S. Open final loss. Plus Qinwen Zheng, Danielle Collins, Barbara Krejcikova, Paula Badosa, and Emma Navarro, all capable of derailing anyone's tournament. Hashtag the ultimate battle. This Australian Open is Sabalenka's to lose. She's the best hard-court player in the world on paper, with experience, physical tools, and the record proving she can win in Melbourne. But her biggest opponent isn't in the draw. It's the woman she sees in the mirror every morning. Sabalenka's career has been defined by the battle between immense talent and fragile emotions. When calm and in control, she's virtually unbeatable. But when panic sets in, when doubts creep in, when pressure mounts and past failures whisper in her ear, she becomes vulnerable. The serve becomes a liability. The power becomes wild. The champion becomes tragic. The 2025 ghosts are still fresh. The tears after losing to Keys, the broken rackets, the unprofessional comments requiring apologies. These are psychological scars that can heal or fester. Her rivals know it. They've studied the footage, seen the pattern. They know if they extend rallies and frustrate her, the old Sabalenka who implodes under pressure might appear. This is what makes 2026 so fascinating psychologically. We're not just watching a tennis tournament. We're watching a battle for a player's soul. Can she stay composed down a break in the 3rd set of a semifinal? Can she maintain tactical discipline when opponents find the lines? Can she silence the voice saying she'll choke again? Hashtag a turning point for women's tennis. Beyond Sabalenka's storyline, this Australian Open represents a potential turning point. For years, the sport struggled with parity. Different winners every tournament. No clear hierarchy, no sustained rivalries. But something is shifting. The emergence of a Big Four or Big Five, Sabalenka, Swiatek, Gauff, Rybakina, and potentially Andreeva or Pegula, is creating the consistency and rivalry the sport desperately needs. These players see each other repeatedly in major tournament later rounds. They're developing grudges, histories, tactical chess matches spanning years. The Sabalenka-Swiatek rivalry offers contrasting styles. The Sabalenka-Gauff dynamic has produced classics. Rybakina's ice-cold demeanor against Sabalenka's fiery emotion creates natural storytelling. These rivalries create appointment viewing that elevates the sport beyond athletic competition into genuine drama. Hashtag the beauty of Grand Slam tennis. The Australian Open has always been special. The first slam of the year, setting the season's tone. Played in Melbourne's summer heat, it tests not just tennis skills, but physical endurance and mental toughness. The passionate, knowledgeable crowds create an atmosphere players thrive in or wilt under. The quick hard courts favor aggressive players taking the ball early. This year's edition has potential to add another iconic chapter. Will it be Sabalenka exorcising demons? Swiatek completing the career Grand Slam? Gauff bouncing back? Bencic's fairy tale as a mother? Keys defying odds to defend? Or someone completely unexpected catching fire? That's the beauty of Grand Slam tennis. On any given day, anything can happen. Favorites can crumble. Underdogs can soar. Narratives we think are set can be rewritten in an afternoon. Tennis is a sport of moments. Individual points changing the trajectory of entire careers. One break of serve, one missed forehand, one incredible winner can define legacies and create legends. Hashtag why we love tennis. This is why we love tennis. Not just for athletic brilliance, strategy, and tactics, but for human drama. For watching people push themselves to the absolute limit of physical and mental capabilities. For seeing vulnerability and strength coexist in the same person, sometimes the same match. For witnessing the highest highs and lowest lows separated by minutes or seconds. Tennis strips away pretense and reveals who people truly are under pressure. That's beautiful, even when painful to watch. As tennis fans, we're spoiled right now. The depth of talent is extraordinary. We have multiple legitimate contenders in every Grand Slam, players from dozens of countries, veterans competing alongside fearless teenagers, different playing styles from power bashers to counterpunchers. There's something for everyone. The Australian Open 2026 promises to be a tournament for the ages. The stage is set. The players are ready. The drama is guaranteed. Whether you're Team Sabalenka hoping she silences critics, Team Gauff hoping she bounces back, Team Swiatek hoping for the career slam, Team Rybakina seeking revenge, Team Bencic hoping for a fairy tale, or a neutral fan wanting great tennis. There will be something for you over the next 2 weeks. The matches will be intense. The atmosphere electric. The stakes enormous. Players will cry tears of joy and devastation. Careers will be made and legacies cemented. Records will be broken and history written. Hashtag join the conversation. Now it's your turn. What do you think about everything we've covered? Are you Team Fritz for standing up for Gauff? Or did he overstep? Can Coco bounce back from the United Cup loss? Where do you stand on the Sabalenka question? Will she finally put it all together or face another meltdown? Who's your pick to lift the women's trophy? Drop your predictions, hot takes, and bold opinions in the comments. I'm reading every single comment because I genuinely want to know what you're thinking. The best part about the Chatterbox community is we're all in this together, united by our love of tennis and appreciation for the drama that makes it compelling. Smash that like button. Every like helps us grow and reach more tennis fans. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single video covering every major tournament, controversy, and unexpected twist throughout the season. Share this video with your tennis-loving friends. Be the person who introduces someone to the best tennis content on YouTube. We've got an incredible 2 weeks ahead. The Australian Open will deliver drama, brilliance, controversy, and unforgettable moments. We'll be right here bringing you all of it with the passion, insight, and honesty you expect from Chatterbox. Thank you for watching, for being part of this community, and for caring about tennis as much as we do. Until next time, keep chatting, keep watching, and keep loving this beautiful, brutal, incredible sport. This is Chatterbox, and we'll see you very soon with more drama, analysis, and the tennis content you crave.